What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Joshdifferent, mind, body, and soul. I'm different, you different, we different, and on this channel we pretty much just do what we want. You know what I'm saying? Now we typically talk about, family scapegoat and narcissism, some current events, anything that got to do with the mind, body, and soul in order to work on yourself, become a better individual, and we just share different perspectives on specific topics in order for people to change their mind frame and we change. That's why. But I'm different, you different, we different. You feel what I'm saying? But so in this video, we're gonna talk about truth. Like in any situation, in any let's say toxic organization, whether it's a job or a family, um, or anything, a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this society we live in, you know. As you get older, if you can raise your mind to that level of consciousness, which not everybody can, you start to realize that within these parameters of mainly what we're going to speak about now is like a family system. And typically the narcissistic family system operates this way in a very defiant way, but all family systems typically operate this way because most people come from dysfunctional families, right? But narcissistic families are kind of a different breed because, you know, they typically don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? So they only want to speak about things, they want to keep you in a box. You feel what I'm saying? They want to keep you in this box. And if your mind frame goes outside of that box, then they're gonna attack you. They're gonna try to bring you down. They're gonna scapegoat you. You know what I'm saying? Because within any organization that is toxic or family or whatever the case may be, the truth should not be told. The only truth that they want you to tell is the reality that's in their mind that they try to project onto you. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the problem with that is everybody in this world should be able to be their authentic selves. And you can't be your authentic self if you're inside of a system, if you're inside of a system that does not cater to your authentic self. Not only that, it is not the truth. Now listen, coming from a narcissistic family, it's like this. It's like it depends because everybody's family system operates differently. But typically it's like I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to you, but I want you to be quiet about it, or I want you to tell a lie to the public of how everything is really going on. And then what they do is they lie, they manipulate, they mentally abuse you, physically abuse you, do little covert, sneaky things, and then out in public, you look crazy because you're reacting to their abuse out in public. So, um, I actually I actually come from a narcissistic family, but I also dated into a narcissistic family multiple times actually. But I had one particular situation where I was dating somebody and they live in a very toxic narcissistic family that's crazy, right? But I've always been an over observer, right? And I observed her family while I was in it and also after the fact when I became more aware. And when you become aware, it's sad because it's almost like you realize what was going on. Like, for example, like I said, you'll get in public and the parents will make it look like, oh, this my daughter's crazy, or oh, my son is crazy, or so you see how they reacted, or they crazy X, Y, and Z, right? They'll try to make you look crazy, but in reality, you're just reacting to their toxic abuse. And most of society will minimize things. They'll be like, that's your mom, that's your dad, or why you acting like that to your mom, or why you acting like that to your dad. Which two wrongs don't make it right, but at the same time, if a child has been damaged for years and years and attacked for years and years by their own parent, and then in public you have people attacking that child, scapegoating that child, making that child look crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And not everybody is gonna be able to fight that back. Not everybody. They just gonna look mean, but not all children are gonna be able to like mentally attack that because everybody's different. Like I was a very defiant child, so I would fight against anybody. I went through a period where I started to become a people pleaser, but typically when I would get around my friends, I would let them know, don't do that shit around me. Or when I would get around my family, I was defiant towards my family, and that's a part of the reason why I was scapegoated, and that's part of the reason why they didn't like me, or they would talk trash about me, or I would step out the room and they would make little comments and stuff like that. But I've always been internally defiant, and I love that about myself. And they hated it about me. But when I think about these situations, I don't like to victimize myself, but at the same time, like I always say, I was a victim. I am a victim of my situation, but I like to take it inside of me and love myself as much as possible and help all those who I can with my perspective, whether it's through YouTube videos, whether it's the people that I message, or I just sometimes I'll sit and reflect on all the people in my lives that I know come from toxic families or come from narcissistic families, and I'll think like, dang, like that's what that was, or I can really pinpoint like who was scapegoated in which family system and stuff like that, and you can see clearly now the rain is gone. Like for real, like it's crazy. And through my journey, even though I was scapegoated by my family that I no longer talk to and I'm estranged from, even though I've dated a narcissist and I've dated, you know, other individuals who, I was stuck in that cycle. So I was dating people that reminded me of, toxic people within my family, my parents and stuff like that. So, but as I worked on myself, then you realize what you're really dealing with, right? But um, through my journey, I start to get sad for even the toxic people who've done stuff to me, even the narcissists I've dealt with, even the borderlines who've done stuff to me, even friends that were narcissists, even friends that maybe just had CPTSD. Because that's another thing that I can really pinpoint. Either way, toxic is toxic, but me personally, you can tell when you're rocking with a narcissist versus somebody who's just traumatized. Like you can just tell, especially like I've known certain people that's been in my life that I've known for over like 10 years. So like over time, especially when you become self-aware, you can recognize who's too far in the spectrum and who's just traumatized and who actually takes accountability, who actually says sorry, um, genuinely, because some narcissists will be sorry, but they'll continue their behavior and stuff like that. But yeah, um, these family systems, they don't like the truth. They don't. The truth is like, I don't know how to say this. The truth is kind of like a lie. In a narcissistic family, the truth is almost like a lie. If you tell the truth, it's automatically flipped to a lie. I don't know why I keep doing that. But if you tell the truth, it's automatically flipped to a lie. Especially if you're that individual within a family who has been scapegoated that they don't like. Everything you say is automatically a lie. Everything you say is automatically minimized. Everything you do will be minimized. Like for example, me, you make music, you will be scrutinized, you'll be minimized, you'll be triangulated between people in your family. You play basketball, nobody gonna come to your games. You gonna be minimized. It don't matter what you do when you're the scapegoat of the family. It's so sneaky too. It's so weird. That's why most of society doesn't understand it. Like it's the craziest thing ever. But like I said, I'd rather use my platform. I'd rather use my experience to try to help as many people as possible, or just share my perspective. Because, like I said, when I was first going through my healing journey, when I first started, these type of videos were just people sharing what they happened in their lives and stuff like that. Going to these would kind of alleviate the pain that I had within inside of me. So if I could be that space, hold that mental space, hold that, you know, for somebody else, then I love that because these videos help me. Because like I said, when I woke up to narcissism, when I woke up to the fact that I dated disordered partners, when I woke up to my spiritual awakening, realizing that life ain't really what you think it is, you know what I'm saying? Um, when I realized that I had a certain level of consciousness, when I realized that you can consistently grow so much if you keep working on yourself, and it might disconnect you from the world for a while. When I realized so much stuff that was going on within my life, which kind of threw me into isolation. But then I look back and I started to think like, in a way, I was always isolated. That's why I turned to YouTube. That's why I turned to making music. That's why I turned to basketball. Because I've always felt disconnected from my family. And to be honest, to be completely honest, I've always wanted to be loved. Now that I look at it and think about it, I've always wanted to be loved. And that's why I've sought certain level of validation. That's why I was the way I was for so many years, and I kind of tapped out of that as I woke up. Like a lot of stuff in my spiritual awakening more than I am now. A lot of stuff don't matter how it used to matter. Um, but it's just crazy because it's like when you really dig into your trauma, you'll realize that the whole time the way you operate, it was just based off of the fact that you wanted to be loved. Your family never loved you. Narcissistic families, they don't love you. It was all conditional on what you can do or how they can treat you bad and make you look a certain type of way. My partner that I was with, they don't love you. Narcissists don't love you. You feel what I'm saying? It's all transactional and materialistic. And then you become your own enemy. You know what I'm saying? You become your own enemy, so it's like you just gotta love yourself. That's why I like that Daniel Mackler video where he said, when they say you're supposed to love your enemy, in reality, you become your enemy because you're trying to survive in that narcissistic family. So in reality, you are your own enemy. So when it says love thy enemy, love thyself, that is a dope perspective. Like, that is a crazy dope perspective. But yeah, like, people don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's probably people that watch my videos that know me or used to know me, and they probably still talk trash on me and say, "Oh, that's stupid. Oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Oh, why he blah, blah, blah." But none of that matters, because one, I'm not seeking validation through them. Two, they probably should go get some help, go work on themselves, and I pray that they do. I honestly do. I look at all the situations within my life as I heal and work on myself, and I think like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do think like, oh, I wish it could be this or I wish it could be that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get on camera and be fake. You know, I don't want to get on camera and be like, yeah, I got this put together and that put together. No, my life crashed and burned, and then I had to dig it back up and go back. And I'm climbing my way back up now. And I can honestly say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And um, I enjoy being vulnerable with the world. I enjoy sharing my story because that's who I am. That's my personality. A lot of people I know online have been through similar situations, but they don't share their stuff because they're afraid to be scrutinized or attacked or whatever the case may be. And I understand that because when you speak truth, you're going against all of the lies, and a lot of times, especially in toxic families, people come together to defend the lies, especially in a dysfunctional narcissistic family. They come together to defend lies, and they'll sit around and even hang around people that they don't even like just to attack you. Your enemies that don't like each other, that are also enemies, will come together in order to create like a toxic bond. You know what I'm saying? Just to attack you. And that just shows how weak people are. You weak, so you gotta come together with another person in order to attack one person. You gotta come together with a whole family. You gotta come together with a whole organization to attack that person. Let's attack that person because that person is speaking so much truth that it is hurting me so bad because I want to keep this establishment together with so many lies. But at the end of the day, all we can do is share our perspective, speak our truth, and those who recognize what the truth is will recognize. Those who won't. You know what I'm saying? And life is crazy, but life is also beautiful. And it's because life is so complex. Human beings are so complex. And it's just crazy. I said way more than I thought I was gonna say. It's like a 16-minute video. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you watched this far, if you didn't, I hope you got some nuggets from me. It's your boy Joshdifferent, mind, body, and soul. I'm different, you different, we different. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, comment below your perspective. We out, baby.